It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Mga madibigyaw ka mga kalakapin mo na nakakulili 2 minutes ang Expresso on SABC3 on this Monday morning. Now, on Friday the 3rd of March, a group of cyclists set off from Johannesburg to Cape Town on a journey across the country over 8 days to raise awareness for cancer, arriving in the mother city this past Friday. Now, it's called the Tour of Light for Cancer, and we're joined this morning by the founders of the tour, Cecilia, Hiemstra and Annelise, Leviens. Ladies, thank you very much for joining us this morning, all dressed in your cycling gear still, I see.
Absolutely.
And it's fantastic to have you here. Cecilia, let me start off with you first. In 2015, I understand, your husband had a successful cell transplant for cancer, but then your own health took a turn for the worse. Tell me about the story that actually inspired you to want to co-found or start this initiative called Tour of Light for Cancer.
We started the Tour of Light in 2015 for the first time, and the motivation at that time was to reach out to people with leukemia and to encourage people to join the stem cell register. Mm-hmm. And my husband at that time had needed a transplant, and we realized that the register in South Africa is actually limited, so we started this Tour of Light to bring the message over that South Africans have got the opportunity to join the register and then enable people to get a transplant.
Yeah, and you've been really putting the miles in to make sure that this awareness is spread across the country over the past 8 days. You've taken a specific route and you've been on your way visiting hospitals, I understand, as well.
Yes.
Tell me about this particular route and what it is that you have been doing.
Well, we started in Johannesburg on the 3rd of March, the Friday. Before that, we visited hospitals. Like every year, we visit hospitals before we depart. We visited the Charlotte Maseko Hospital, the Donny Gordon Hospital, and the Flora Clinic. And there we spoke to cancer patients and also their caregivers, because we feel that caregivers need support so desperately.
Yeah. And Annelise, what about your involvement? Why did you decide to put your weight and your muscle behind this?
Well, I come from a professional sport background. So my job is actually to keep the team together, to keep the riders together, and to make sure that we cycle, the whole distance, because they are all types of riders.
Yes.
It's just normal people that's, standing for the course and also wants to ride. So you keep 15 characters together. And so, yeah, I take the team down from Johannesburg to Cape Town.
8 days, and I mean, I've done that trip at least 4 times in my life in a car, and that is long enough as it is. What was this experience like for you, and how did you manage to keep everyone together? What were some of the most interesting things that happened throughout the trip?
I think what's important, is that people do take it by heart that this trip is not it's not about their own cycling experience, it's really out there as a team.
Yeah.
And so therefore you have to look out for each other and make sure that when you start in the morning you also finish together and no one gives up during the day. So it's we ride and then we stop for a break, and so we go on and we break up the 200 or 230 kilometers a day. We break it up in shorter distances with breaks, and so the people get through the day much easier.
Oh, inspirational stuff, and as I said earlier on to you, thank you very much for bringing this story to us so that we're able to share it with our viewers out there. We'll chat to the ladies a little bit later on, so make sure that you stay tuned for more #Motivational Monday, if you will, on your Feel Good Breakfast show.